Bad, yay, internet. Oh, I can see your face. What's that all about? What the fuck? I can see you. You're doing a little dance.
I've got an extra lamp on. This is all the light you're getting.
That's fine. I don't need any more. Yeah, video quality is terrible, mainly because we're both streaming the football, but I don't care about it. You know, it's fine.
I don't know why anyone would want to look at us anyway.
It's true. I'm just a face.
Yeah, this way it looks like we've kind of been censored or something, and that's nice.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to struggle this evening watching this and talking about video games, but I will try my hardest.
See how you get on.
Yeah, I feel like at half time I'm going to be fucking on it. And that is all.
Sweet as the proverbial.
Alright, we should probably do some sort of podcast.
Here we go. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 100?
Close enough.
Oh, I'm rusty, having not done last week's. Hang on.
He's forgotten which one we're doing.
For some reason, having a week off has made me forget how to read numbers.
Yeah,
apparently.
numbers are tricky, buddy.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 209. My name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend, Ash. Hey, buddy. How you doing this week?
Hey, buddy. As always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Feeling good on a Wednesday. Give me the hope to go on. Thanks again, South Park, for that classic quote that will be said every week from now on. Yeah, buddy. It's been all right this week. You know, my right ear is blocked. It's fucking awful. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. It made me think about what kind of sense I could do without, and I realised none of them. I think I like all of my senses.
Yeah, I'll keep everything. As a sort of general preference, buddy. I'm kind of with you on that. Yeah.
So yeah, I had a bath and water just got stuck in there. Didn't want to come out. This happened to me before.
It's a lesson to all of us.
I know. I mean, water.
Never have dangerous. A bath.
Well, last time I went swimming and it happened. So
never swim or bathe.
No, just don't go underneath the water and you'll be all right. Head above, you're safe.
Yeah, but you're on the cusp, though, aren't you? You're on the precipice.
Well, if you want to push it, you know, you could put your mouth in there.
It's very much like bubbles, standing on a ledge on the edge of a building, perhaps. You know, you're only
wouldn't recommend it.
No, and the same should go for swimming. Just don't swim.
So yeah, I can't hear anything out of my right ear. It's fucking horrible. It'll clear up in a day or two, hopefully. If not, well, I'll go to the doctor.
I'll do my best to talk into your left ear this evening, buddy.
Thanks.
And hopefully that'll stand us in good stead.
Ah, definitely, buddy. It definitely will. Last week I mentioned that I was decorating the kitchen. That is now finished. It's all nice and sorted after painting all the skirting, the walls, doing a load of caulking, which is filling in holes around skirting and stuff like that. I fucking was going around like the kitchen units, looking at the edges, going like, "Well, they haven't put any fucking waterproof sealant around here. Should probably do that." You know, just water dripping down it. Yeah, it's fucking shite. And then put some new light fittings up as well, so it's fucking looking lovely now. It's beautiful. It's nice and bright. It's what you want, really, in a room where there's only one window.
And people said to you that you shouldn't paint every bit of the wall, ceiling, and floor banana yellow, but you're now reaping all the benefits because
obviously
it's lovely and bright.
Yeah, it's glow in the dark as well.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a Pee-wee's Playhouse thing going on, and I mean, who can argue with that?
It's so true, buddy. You know, just one colour throughout. You know.
Inside and out.
Yeah, everywhere. You know, that's how it goes. More fun in games this week. My car battery died, so that was cool. Had to jump it a few times to get to and from work. I was thinking, oh, maybe it'll charge up this time. After 3 days, I was like, it's not going to charge. So I went to Halfords, bought the cheapest battery I could. It was 65 quid, which was, £65 I would have rather spent on other things.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we'll fit it for you. I'm like, yeah, okay. And they're like, it will cost you £15. I'm like, I'm all right, thanks.
Where
I'll
was
do it
that
myself.
from?
Halfords.
Really? I got a new battery put in brilliantly 2 months before I scrapped my last car.
Handy.
And they did that for nothing.
Well,
granted,
these fuckers.
I then scrapped a perfectly good battery.
That is true.
I didn't pay for the fitting. There must be a new shitty policy of theirs, buddy.
Yeah, they were like, it'd be £15 for fitting. I was like, fuck you. I can loosen at least 3 bolts and put them back on. So
fairly self-explanatory, that job, isn't it? To be honest,
it's not hard, really.
No.
At the end of the day, and definitely not worth £15. So,
no.
Fuck those guys, really.
Maybe 5.
I still feel like I wouldn't do it for £5. It's either free or I'm doing it, mate.
I'd definitely have them do it for £5. 100%.
That's like,
it's the price of 1 pint.
Wow. Hey.
In my town.
In your town. I could get 2.5 in mine.
Gibbons.
I've been working on Unity still, learning some more C#age and how the Unity engine works. Update on the old trick shot game. It's going well. I've gone for an isometric point of view. I like isometric views.
Classic.
It is classic. And so I've been building like little bouncy panels that you can bounce the ball off. So at the moment it's just a case of holding down spacebar. And you've got like a meter. You fill the meter up, standard, think old school golf game. And then you let go. And the ball goes off its trajectory and bounces off these things. I've now implemented the fact that you can rotate these panels as well now. So you're like, oh, right, you have to guess the angle of the panel.
That's extremely premium, buddy.
It's some high quality H2O, buddy.
Speaking as someone who played 2 golf games this week, yours sounds like the best.
It will be. It's not really a golf game, but yeah, it could be.
It kind of,
I could make it into a crazy golf game. I don't see why not. Fuck it.
It's got that going on. Yeah.
Fuck trick shots. Crazy golf game.
Crazy golf.
That's where it is now. Yep. Redesign coming at you.
Yeah.
And finally, buddy, I was looking through the out this week, and I think I did that last week. I might have jumped the gun a week early.
Shit.
I was like, Mortal Kombat's out this week. It's out this week, not last week. So if anyone listening to it was like, yeah, Mortal Kombat, I'm like, nah, mate.
Well, we could go through what was out last week, but we're not going to do that because it was last week, and that would be stupid.
Totally
so what
pointless.
we'll do is we'll, by the time we get to out this week, we'll hope that everyone has forgotten, didn't listen last week, and then we'll just fucking barrel on anyway, buddy. I think that's probably what's
Gibbons,
best.
Buddy. We'll just keep going as always, as normal. So there you go, buddy. There's my week. Not a lot, but stuff happened. What about yours?
That's good.
Are you feeling better?
I mean, I am feeling better. I've still got some issues in that I'm a bit bunged up. My throat is fucking hurting a lot. But that's mainly because it hasn't really recovered from my illness.
That will happen.
And also, I'm in a job where I have to talk on the phone about 94% of the time. So I really haven't had time to let it get better.
Yeah,
now,
you just keep using it, mate.
So, it's all right. And I'm anesthetizing it with a little bit of drinkies, buddy.
Nice.
That's how it's a fucking right kicker, right nasty business. So I haven't been ill for fucking ages. Like, I don't think I've been ill for like a year. And yeah, I forgot what a wonderful party that is. I was sent home from work on Friday because they were like, just fucking go home. What are you still doing here?
Nice. That's
go
nice
home. It's lovely of them. And then, I basically, the missus was away on a hen do in Budapest all weekend. So I literally had like hardly any fucking supplies and no desire to leave the bed. So I've just been eating like crisps and soup.
Crisp soup
was essentially in bed for like the whole weekend and on Monday. So yeah, that was fucking great. I basically did nothing.
That
I did
sounds
actually
good.
have a sort of vaguely semi-ill, semi-drunken game day with friend of the podcast, Paul. So I have actually got some games to talk about, which is nice.
Nice.
We thought that the healing powers of chicken car might make me feel a bit better, buddy. But
Might happen.
even the chicken car couldn't
Didn't grease your whatever it is throat.
grease me. Grease me throat. Yeah, that's just like the doctor ordered.
Yeah. It's gonna go
yeah.
for gizzards. That's a thing,
Grease
isn't
the
it?
gizzards. Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
there you go.
I mean, even if it isn't a thing, it's alliterative, and that's at least something that we can agree on.
Nailed it.
Played many stupid co-op games, which I'll talk about shortly. That is basically it. I have two other orders of business, buddy. Firstly, I'm very excited to be going to St James's Park at the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Going to see Newcastle Southampton on a stag do up in Newcastle.
Nice.
So I look forward to talking about that next week. And secondly, I've been kind of considering buying a ticket to a festival called Slam Dunk Festival. It's on every year. The northern one's in Leeds and the southern one's in Hatfield, rock capital of the world.
Punk rock.
Sounds a bit like James Hadfield, so maybe that's why they thought it would be a good idea, buddy. Anyway, I just want to read the lineup, some of the lineup to you, buddy. And to people of our disposition who used to listen to a certain type of music about sort of 15 years ago, then this is going to be quite the lineup. Here we are. Tickets, by the way, are £65 just for a whole day. All of these bands are playing. Are you ready? It's in alphabetical order.
Yeah, go for it.
Here we go. All Time Low. I'm just picking out the best ones, obviously. Anti-Flag.
Nice.
Atreyu.
Right.
Bad Religion. Bullet for My Valentine. Cancer Bats. Gallows. Glassjaw. Hello Goodbye. Lagwagon. Less Than Jake. Mad Caddies. Mill and Colin. Newfound Glory. No Effects. Plain White Tees. Saves the Day. Shapes. Simple Plan. Story of the Year. The Get Up Kids. Tiny Moving Parts.
Nice. Yeah.
I think that's basically it.
That's not bad.
Don't do you though?
I mean,
just a series of washed up pop punk bands.
Buddy, I was going to say it takes me back a good 18 years.
Most of those bands are definitely shit now, and some of them were shit.
I'm pretty sure I went to some sort of festival about 18 years ago and saw pretty much all of those same bands.
Well, they used to do Warped Tour over here, didn't they?
Yeah. It was the physical. What was it? The Fatness Tour or whatever with No Effects and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes and all that lot that I used to go to. And I've seen Less Than Jake back in the day. Yeah, mate, that sounds like quite the lineup.
It'd been quite the day.
What are they gonna play? They're gonna play the old songs, the only songs, or are they gonna play new stuff? That's the thing that would confuse me.
It was also the first thing that sprang to mind for me, buddy, and so I went through some of the better bands there, or the most sort of famous ones. And I went onto YouTube and I listened to all of their latest singles. If it came out this year, last year, or 4 years ago. I was just listening to the latest stuff, and obviously, basically all of it is terrible. So if they play that, then that's going to be a real issue. Really. I mean, the Get Up Kids are still a good band. I've discovered they're still releasing good music. Newfound Glory, they're still releasing a reasonable pop punk music.
I still listen to them on the regular, even their new stuff. Yeah,
but I was watching some live videos of some of these old Less Than Jake, No Effects stories. I mean, No Effects were fucking terrible in their pomp, in their heyday.
They were big in the 80s.
They were a brilliant band, but they're well old. And there's a lot of bands that just look.
They were old 20 years ago when I was seeing them.
Lots of bands that look really old and really fat, and most of them have had the common sense to drop the key of all of their songs.
That's probably a good shout.
So, anyway, I'll keep you posted on that one, buddies, because I think that'd be quite the day.
It sounds entertaining, at least.
Fucking story of the year. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That would be
I'd see that. What was the album? Page Avenue or whatever. Cracking album.
fucking good album.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bit of saves the day. Yeah. Oh, well, there you are. That's
Nice,
me,
buddy.
buddy.
Nice. That
I had
sounds
nothing
like a
to talk
giggle.
about, so I thought I'd pad it out cheekily. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
you
like
noticed.
it. No.
So here's the punch.
Because
Well,
no one
obviously,
will listen.
no one will listen. No, it doesn't really matter what you say when no one's listening, and that's the beauty of the JfG podcast. So, buddy,
Yeah, it's true.
the topic, of course, this week is video games. Although obviously no one will know it at this point.
True.
The only real thing that remains for me to ask is exactly what you're drinking this evening.
Well, this evening, buddy, I went to Morrison's. I like to have a little backstory every time.
Yeah, no, I really want to know, like, the supermarket, kind of vaguely when you were there, how the parking was.
I think it was Tuesday I went there.
Yeah.
No, Monday, sorry, because I got out of work early. I was doing some training, 5-minute intervention training. It's all about Socratic questioning, and it's absolute wank. Anyway, went to Morrison's. I was like, these fucking, the beers there are well expensive. Obviously, they do the standard like £4 for £6, or you go to the craft section and it's £4 for £6, but it's like fucking small bottles. I'm like, that's insane. So I go down to the end of the aisle and there's a little thing on the end saying, last chance to buy. There was a keg of Hobgoblin Gold there for £15. I was like, that's not very cheap. Then I saw these speckled hens. I was like, hello. 10 large bottles for £10. I was like, that's £1 a bottle.
That's just shrewd business sense.
So I was like, I'll have that. Last one there, obviously, like I do. Cheeked it. So this evening, buddy, I'm on the speckled hen, or the old speckled hen.
Very
It's
nice.
been a while since I've had it, and I've kind of missed it.
Flavour.
Yeah, toffee-ish.
Yeah.
Very
nice.
There you go. So, buddy, what are you on this evening? Have you got a nice story for me?
No. I've got some beers. I bought some of them.
He's nailed it.
Some of them were donated by a friend of the podcast, Paul, when he came around on Saturday.
Nice.
And I attempted to get drunk whilst being very ill.
It's always a good shout.
My heart just wasn't really in it. But what that's meant is I've had a Joker IPA this evening, buddy, which was very, very nice.
Nice.
I'm currently tucking into a nice bottle of Whitstable Bay, which is one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And because I still don't have much flavour, I'm saving this bottle of Hop House 13 as the sort of chaser for the Whitstable Bay.
It's a good shout.
It's the lager chaser. So, I think that's me rough and ready, buddy, and good to go.
Nice, buddy. Good.
Sweet. Well, I did promise that there might be some video games, so let's make good on that. Let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been up to this week?
Yeah, I just need to add a late addition into this, really. Because I had a bit of a burn on it. And so, first of all, been playing some Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. And, played a few hours of this, just the team deathmatch and stuff like that with the Dizzle and the Funk during the week. Tried to get on last night as well, but I caught the Funk a bit too late. He was just popping off to bed skis or something. Fuck me. Loads of fun. This game's awesome. It was back in the day anyway, but it's kind of fondly reminded me of what shooters used to be. And what Call of Duty was before it turned into the whole run and gun, one shot. I mean, it's still like one shot and you're dead, but these maps are nicely opened. It's not that corridor fucking 3-lane. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's old school, like Quake maps, like we were used to in the 90s.
It's so much better. Like, every match is so much more tense, and I was thinking, like, shit, I'm playing this, like, so slow and carefully, but, like, thinking back, that's how I would be playing these games anyway. It's not like the fast-paced run and gun, constantly, like, looking at your mini-map and stuff like that or whatever. Obviously, that's go on.
What people have got used to, isn't it? I mean, like, the design of the sort of 3 lanes is to promote quick battles, and
exactly, to get in there.
What you always want.
It's not what I want. But then again, I with like your Battlefield, like, I don't want massive open fucking areas with like
No.
15 points to capture, and I'm
Who
like
can be
running
bothered?
around for an hour or whatever trying to find someone or whatever. Whereas this is just like a nice happy medium, and no, it's just been a lot of fun to get back into this type of shooter, and the maps are amazing. Ones that I remember, ones that I can't remember, I'm like, this is fucking shit because I just die a lot. But obviously that's just poor map design. The fact that I'm dying a lot, not my
That
fault.
Christmas themed map was pretty funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, Givens, buddy.
Kill someone and they turn into presents.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd just give that a quick mention because I forgot and just wanted to mention that it's really good. And if you haven't played it for a while and you got it on PS Plus, give it a boot up. It's worth a punt, definitely.
Gibbon.
And they've done a good job on the remaster as well, apart from obviously all the fucking additions of microtransactions, which were bound to come. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're completely
Good
irrelevant
times.
if you're playing like, private matches or just with your
Yeah.
buddies and you're not
True.
really bothered.
Yeah, I mean, we played a fair bit of team deathmatch against numpties, and I'm still using the standard basic class of the M16 or whatever it is, M16A4 is it? Just because it's like it's a good gun at range and short range. It works. It's good. It's not one of those things where I'm constantly thinking, oh yeah, I need to level up and get the next one because it's better. It's like, no, this is fine. I've unlocked the red dot sight for it, and I'm like, that'll do me. I'm happy. So other than that, buddy, I've played some Division 2, so I'm still plowing through that. Nothing really to report on that game. They've had there was a big patch this week. I hadn't mentioned it before. There was a lot of issues with NPCs doing the old T pose, with their arms out, so they look like a T. It was fucking really bad. I just kept forgetting to mention it the past couple of weeks. It's really fucking bad, or it was anyway. Like you shoot a dude, like leave that area and come back to that instance or whatever, and he'd just be there in the T pose. Or I had one time, I had like you've got like groups of 4 people patrolling the area or whatever, and they're just in the T pose, like levitating around everywhere, and I'm like, fucking brilliant. That's good. Yeah, really good. I had another instance where I had infinity enemies spawning, and the NPC that was on my team was just running into a wall constantly.
Fantastic.
I was like, that's cool. So yeah, there's a few issues there, but a massive patch came out this week and has apparently addressed that. I haven't checked it yet, but I will do and report back on it when I do. I also fired up Destiny 2, which has been quite a while, as everyone knows. I haven't played that game for a while. And there's some new event going on this week. I can't remember, the Rivery or Raven, something begin with R anyway. And it's brought back the infinite forest kind of thing, which is like the procedurally generated area, for whatever reason it is. But I had a blast. It was me and Evis, one of the dads, and some random nutty joined our team of 3, and the first time we went through with one random numpty, we only got through 5 waves of this and died instantly. We killed one boss at the end, and then this other dude would join us. We got to wave 30 something. It was incredible. I was having a whale of a time. We were fucking smashing it. And then at the end, there's 5 bosses that you have to complete one after the other. We got to the 5th one, got his health down to a 1/3, and then our time ran out. It was very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. But yeah, it's good. I still don't think there's anything there for me at the moment. It's not. I need some big fucking expansion for that again to go back to it. I don't. The whole season pass for that this year has been very disappointing in my eyes. It's been really shitty little quests and not much really adding to it, which is a shame.
Well, I mean, I've had access to that the whole time. I haven't played it.
I don't think you've even played Forsaken, have you?
No, because it gated me behind a series of levels, and I couldn't get up there without going through all of the old DLC packs. So
yeah, exactly. Which is
I have no interest in doing that either. You know, I mean,
No.
the pull of the Taken King when that came out, I did jump back in. That's that's the sort
Yeah.
of content that is required to.
Yeah.
But no, there's just been no draw, no pull whatsoever.
No, and going back to it, I think Forsaken is that massive expansion. But it's just the case of you know, like you said, you've got to go through all the previous DLC to get up there. And like fuck that, I just want to play the new, next big thing. And you know, they have addressed this in recent things where you can just do a couple of missions and then your light skyrockets up to what you need to be ready now. So they have learnt from that mistake, but still, even so, fucking clown shoes, buddy.
Yeah.
So finally, I've been playing a bit of PlayStation VR, buddy, this week. Hello, yeah, I've been jacking in and jacking off, which has been loads of fun. But before the jacking off, buddy, I was playing some Moss, and I chucked a couple of hours into this, and what a delightful game this is.
It's fantastic. It's such a great game.
And this is it, you know. Like I was saying the other day, like whenever it was, like I find this is my perfect, you know, use of VR. These kind of puzzle games, but you know, this is like a 3D platformer, but you're in virtual reality. You're like in a set position. You can look around. I love the fact that you mentioned as well that you know there's those little scrolls that you want to try and find. So you're peeking around all different corners, like moving your head. It's fucking awesome. It's
like a
really,
whole new
really
type
good.
of exploration, and it's really hard to explain to someone who hasn't played it what the point is, like because they just think, well, why the fuck would you want to play a platformer in VR? But like the same thing with the Astrobot rescue mission, like the way that it's done is just incredibly clever and immersive, and it just works brilliantly. It's fantastic, really.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously, like you have control of your little mouse, but then obviously there's things that you can interact with, or you need to interact with, like blocks to pull out and things to stop and whatever. And it adds like a little bit of immersion, well, a hell of a lot more immersion into the game than like sitting and playing like God of War or something like that, or you know, well, not on that scale, you know what I mean, like a 2D platformer or something like that, or a 3D platformer. It's just really good. I'm looking forward to getting back into it really when I brave it and put the old VR headset back on. Really, so
yeah, man. I mean, it's the missus' favorite game on PS4, like period, and she was, you know, obviously it's kind of like a sort of chapter 1, so we're still kind of holding out some hope that they're making another one.
I'm sure they will. Yeah,
I think
that'd be
so.
cool.
I mean, it sold relatively well. Like most people who have the headset have that game. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Still need to pick up that Fisherman's Tale though. Really want to play that. I think we might have to pick that up after this. Yeah, it looks really, really good. So yeah, buddy, that's me this week. Nothing fucking amazing and new, because there's nothing amazing and new out at the moment, buddy.
Fair play, B.
Given. So what have you been? You've been playing. You said you've been playing some games.
Yeah, I mean, made full use of the Xbox One, my little shit heap, buddy, with old Game Pass.
Nice.
Obviously, had a friend of the podcast, Paul, over. I don't very often get the chance to play couch co-op with anyone other than the missus. And just sort of had a little sort of run through some co-op games and stuff. So we were playing FIFA for a while, and obviously that inevitably got very boring because it wasn't very interesting to begin with, because that game is mediocre at best, but the best of a bad bunch. So there you are.
That will happen.
We are kind of sick of that. So we thought we'd play some fun stuff. And I introduced friend of the podcast, Paul, to Nidhogg 2, buddy. Which
Great
he couldn't
game.
really believe when I said what it was. I was like, yeah, so you're this dude. You got to run that way. And if you can run that way for about 4 screens, you need to then get eaten by a giant worm. And that's the game. He picked it up very, very quickly, and we had some really good battles. It's just so much fun, that thing. Like,
it is a silly giggle game, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Good. I mean, it's the fact that you've got this whole thing where you're kind of preemptively maybe throwing stuff before people spawn, Like
Yeah,
that's kind of like the meta of the thing, and it works really well. But yeah, it's just it's just a really silly game, but a really enjoyable one with a horrible
Gibbons.
art style.
Oh,
Absolutely disgusting.
it's garish is a
Garish is
word
the
I would
word. Yeah,
use.
like melting jelly babies.
It's not pretty, but it's fun.
It plays brilliantly, so that's fine. So speaking of jelly babies, we then played a little bit of Human Falls Flat, buddy. Human
Nice.
Fall Flat.
Yeah.
It's got co-op, and yeah, it's a hell of a fucking giggle. That game, it's really hard to get used to. It's had multiple updates from when it was in sort of its alpha state to
Yeah.
the point where it's got like proper sort of tutorial levels now. But yeah, if you haven't seen this game, it's kind of like Gang Beasts, but it's a platformer with like puzzles and physics. So
Yeah.
you can grab onto like a rope and swing yourself across. You kind of got to push obstacles around to try and build like bridges, and yeah, it's just weird. The whole art style is again like it looks kind of claymation-y sort of thing. And then the music just sort of cuts in every now and again, and the rest of the time it's just sort of silent, apart from like little squelchy footsteps. It's a very odd game, but really, really good. And we played it for a good like hour and a half, like trying to suss out puzzles and do weird shit. It's cool. We really enjoyed it.
Nice.
So we had a bit of that. And then we played some Rainbow Six Vegas 2, buddy. We did some local terrorist hunts.
Like you do.
On the villa. And we eased straight back into that fucking thing, no problem, in our bubblegum camo.
Yeah, looking fresh.
Just looking G-fresh. Just clearing the villa on multiple difficulties, doing it in funny different ways. Bit of Uzi Conga.
Nice.
C4s, like getting up on the roof. It's just, absolute timeless brilliance, that thing. It's so good. Love it. Fucking great.
It's like I said, buddy, if only they made a remaster of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the shooting's so satisfying on that game in that you don't necessarily have to aim down the sights all the time. Like you can have so much joy by just sort of short bursting sort of hip fire.
Yeah.
And for some reason that just feels really good on that game. Just like little sort of 3 or 4 pappity pap shots without aiming down the reticule. It's it's really satisfying. And using all the different gadgets, like we did like a sort of loud entry, and then we put the silencers on. It's just works really well, even though the game is definitely spawning the terrorists around you at all times.
Yeah, of course it is, all the time.
But hey, it kind
and
of works.
they always know where you are, just like in fucking Rainbow Six when they redid it 3 years ago, whatever. You get down to the last 2 or 3, and you know they're just gonna fucking come at you. Like you just gotta wait around, like walk around a couple of corners, and then they'll be there. It's just
there they are.
It's fucking bad
Fucking
game
gangbangers.
mechanics. Yeah, fucking gangbangers.
You gotta love them.
Love 'em.
Yeah, that was great. And the other thing I've played a little bit of this week is Hollow Knight, which I'm really enjoying still.
Yes.
I haven't really got anything else to say about it. I think you did a very good job of summing things up last week.
Thanks.
As I mentioned in the chat, it's not. I would like it to be more linear. I know it's not that sort of game. It's literally a fucking roguelike. It's not supposed to be linear in any way, but I just prefer linear gameplay these days, if I'm honest.
I know what you're saying.
I can't be bothered to keep backtracking, finding my way. Like, it's just annoying.
Yeah. So... just take me there.
Yeah, essentially, that's what I want.
Yeah.
So the only other I've played 2 other games this week. Both of them are golf games. We played some Super Mega Baseball as well, actually.
Good game.
It's a cool game. It's difficult to get into when you're a bit pissed stroke ill.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buttons, but that's such a cool little game that really enjoy it. But yeah, so we played the Golf Club on the Xbox One, which is
that on Game Pass as well? Yeah,
it
nice.
is. Yeah. That like most Xbox One S games, runs like a pile of shit.
Of course it does.
It's very hard to play because the graphics are so awful that it's hard to play. Like the pop in, you do the preview and it flies the camera down the fairway.
Yeah, and
there's
then all the
just
trees are just
whole trees popping in. There's
Yeah,
shadows,
love it.
foliage. But even when you get down to like the meat and drink of it, and you're on the green with like a 8 foot putt,
Yeah.
like all of the grass textures are all kind of bobbling everywhere. They haven't even managed to like get anti-aliasing going on the grid lines, like the guidelines on the green. It's fucking horrendous. And after a while, we were just like, it was making us fucking want to die looking at it. So we had to turn it off. And in the meantime, I'd re-downloaded Rory McIlroy Golf, the EA game on the PS4.
Great game. Yeah,
which is again rubbish, but much better than the Golf Club. And I mean, again, a wonderful fucking rich heritage of EA games as they gradually make all of their sports games progressively worse. Just let's take some more features out. This one's not even going to look
less
very
is more,
fucking
buddy.
good.
Yeah,
Apparently so.
Yeah.
So what would be nice is if Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2007, which I have on 360 disc, if that was backwards compatible, that would be very nice. Unfortunately, not the case.
What was the one with the Masters? I can't remember. I had it on the PS3.
That was 08 or 09.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
That was my favourite one.
Having said that, we did play a round of golf on Rory McIlroy. Obviously, the Masters was actually on this weekend, so I had a bit of a hankering.
Yeah.
I played a round of Sawgrass, and it was quite fun, just because it's those same old mechanics that were in all of those old EA golf games. Some fantastic games over the years.
PGA Tour 12
there
was
you
the
go.
Masters. That was awesome. It was so good. Yeah, you got to do all like the legendary shots from the Masters, like over time. It's just such a good golf game.
Golf games, the 360 era of golf games, they were fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Like genuinely brilliant. But yeah, unfortunately, I mean, the Golf Club 2's out, but having played the first one, I wouldn't even consider splashing on the second. It's it's just very low budget, and the Golf Club features definitely the worst sports commentary I've ever heard in any sports game, and I'm including ISS Pro on the PS1.
Nice.
Passes to Nigeria. None of that was the sort of level of ISS Pro, but you kind of understand it at the time. The
voice concatenation was poor, buddy.
This fucking Golf Club game, the commentary, you should look it up on YouTube, people, because it's something to behold. What it sounds like is a man probably in his bedroom, and he's quite tired, and
he's
kind
of like this podcast, yeah. Got it.
Honestly, we're fucking all about it in comparison.
At least
to
we're boozing, yeah.
Circumstance. This dude, he's literally like, I mean, it's so mundane as well, and I don't believe it's even vaguely golfy. Like, he hasn't even got the lingo. So you'll be ready to tee off, and he'll be like,
swings the golfing stick.
He talks to you rather than commentating on your performance. So he's like, oh well, best of luck.
So it's like Jeff in fucking F1. Oh, there's
exactly.
There's a lot of cars on the grid today.
He's like that. I think it's supposed to be a caddy, but there's no rendered caddy or any suggestion that that's what's going on.
Well, in this day and age, you'd have like an app for your caddy or something, wouldn't you?
It's like you hit it. He's like, yeah, that looks okay so far. Literally like that. As if he's like not on script or anything, and that's all just kind of been pasted in. And then occasionally, like, he'll muster some sort of excitement by basically sort of if it goes near the hole but doesn't go in, then he'll maybe be like, "Fuck it." Yeah, just like have a fucking aneurysm, and that's about the size of it. Yeah, it's something, man. Honestly, it genuinely sounds like someone's just
I'm pretty
stolen
sure
the disc. And
they've got like the license to the PGA license now, haven't they? The golf club.
In the new one, I believe
the
so.
new ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing is it's on Game Pass, but there's about 6 courses, but it's got like 50 courses listed.
Yeah.
And they're all premium content. You have to pay £7.50 for the premium license, but also
Of course you do.
the game's one of its most famous things is that it's got a golf course editor.
Yeah.
We went onto the store and someone's made TPC Sawgrass, and we were like, "Oh, fucking sweet, we can play Sawgrass."
Yeah.
They've gated the user created content behind the premium package.
Oh, you're joking.
You have to pay. You can build your own course, but you can't play other people's without upgrading to like the gold edition.
That's fucking shit balls.
How fucking awful is that?
That's terrible.
Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's a really awful game. I mean, it's not even worth downloading on Game Pass, genuinely. But yeah, the sad demise of golf games, unfortunately, buddy. But
that will happen.
Yeah.
Just like most games.
Just like most games. Indeed, buddy. And with that, we should probably move on. And now it's time for the news.
Da news. Da news. Da news. Fucking news.
All right. Number one.
Number one.
There are bigger stories than this week, but fuck you, buddies, because I love Celeste. So, firstly, this week, news on Celeste's free DLC, which is coming out. It was supposed to be a sort of anniversary DLC for the game being out for a year, but it was out for a year in January. So that kind of came and went. Then they postponed it till May. They released an update this week saying that they have been making progress and everything's looking really good and it should be out soon, but they're probably not going to hit that May window. No one's really complaining. This is going to be free DLC, so I don't think anyone's too concerned. But I am really looking forward to playing that, although I hear it's going to be very, very hard.
It's going to be tricksy, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, when that comes out, I'm literally going to be relearning how to play that game again, and probably pumping another like 50 fucking hours into it. So I'm very much,
buddy.
Yeah, a couple of biatches.
So what games are for, indeed.
Damn fucking right. Damn right. So yeah, there you go. Number two, buddy. Number two. Second thing. The second thing. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 has been leaked by voice actor Janina Gavanka. She only had a small role. She wasn't Aloy or anything. But she was in some interview, and she basically said, "Oh, just wait for the sequel." And she said, I know some secrets, and you're going to die, she said. I think she
secrets are, it doesn't exist.
But yeah, that would be quite the secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, weird choice of words, but I think she meant, you're going to be so excited when you see this video game.
You're going to shit yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
that would have been better.
The chances of them not making Horizon Zero Dawn 2, a game that sold 11 million copies, pretty low, the chances of them not making
it was going to happen. It's just a question of where is it going to go and what they're going to do in it. Like, could be anything. Is it going to be a carry-on? Is it going to be something completely different? We just don't know.
No, well, this is the thing. We have no way. We have no way of knowing what's going to happen.
But apparently we're going to die.
I think what I would most like on reflection, is more NPC enemies, like more human enemies to fight.
Okay, instead of just the... what were they called? The barrack things or whatever they are. You know, the settlements, was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'd like some more... maybe slightly technologically advanced, like sort of Navy SEAL-esque sort of teams, maybe some sort of military component there. I think that would be a good challenge because the sort of powers that she's going to have in a sequel, I think that would be really well warranted. But as we discussed ages and ages ago, I think friend of the podcast, Chris, was mentioning it at the time. Sky's the fucking limit, and the sky literally isn't the limit because they could go into space, they could go anywhere with the technology on offer and the story the way they left it, with Lance Reddick fucking off. Who can say? It's exciting though, and I was excited for it because I knew it was going to happen at some point. But it's nice to have it confirmed.
Yes, definitely, buddy. It definitely is. It's very cool.
Speaking of reasons to be excited about single-player games, buddy, Jedi Fallen Order. It's been announced by Respawn and then updated by EA. Is a single-player only story game where you play as a Jedi or become a Jedi, which won't feature any microtransactions, and EA insists it won't add any later.
Yeah, and there's going to be no DLC for it as well.
Apparently not. The fact that this is something to be lauded is a sad indictment of the industry we love, buddy. But all the same, I think we'll take it. We'll take a really good. That's going to be probably a day one for me, I would say. And I'd like to convey some thanks to Respawn for making Apex Legends, buddy, a game I couldn't give a fuck about, as a cash cow for EA to stop them fucking up their Jedi Fallen Order game. That's very nice of them to do that.
Yeah, they've done good there.
Yeah, they've satisfied EA. EA sucking at the Apex Legends teat, and it would appear are therefore going to leave Respawn alone, buddy. It's kind of a yeah. It's a Dutch rudder situation.
It's kind of a Dutch rudder there. I like it.
Yeah, so that's good.
Nice.
Are you excited for that game, buddy? Fallen Order?
Yeah, I don't know. Because like the whole fucking Star Wars trailer dropped this week as well. And I can't find myself to get excited about it. And then we were talking about it at work and I was like, I can't even remember the last film. Like, I can't remember what happened. Like, I know Luke was there doing Jedi stuff, training.
Did the Obi-Wan cloak thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
And sort of disappeared.
And
it wasn't a great film, I didn't think, but...
I loved Star Wars games, like back in the day. They were a race because there was fucking hundreds of them, and they were really fun. That kind of died out with time. As is tradition with games, they become shit and whatever. But yeah, go on then. I'll play it.
I mean,
I wouldn't say I'm excited about it though. I don't know.
The last excellent single-player Star Wars game was Jedi Academy.
That was a very good game.
I fucking loved that game. Worth noting, by the way, that my excitement about that hitting Xbox Live Games for Gold was slightly undermined by the fact that it doesn't have any server support.
Yes.
So you can't play that online. So that's
the
great.
Point. Yeah.
Well, you can play through that campaign. Obviously, it's very old at this point, but
probably not.
But
worth
it. No, I'm hugely excited for Jedi Fallen Order. The idea of Respawn, having played through Titanfall 2's campaign.
Yeah, to be honest, going off the back of Titanfall 2 campaign, that was fucking awesome. So, yeah, you've got a point there.
They know what they're doing. So, yeah, on to what would presumably be the top story on every other podcast to do with video games this week. Sony has revealed its first PS5 details, which is cool.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, no, obviously it is very cool. I love hearing about, latest gaming technologies and whatever's going to happen with shit like that. I always get excited over these things. I'll end up buying it within the first few months, more than likely. Just because I love games. So yeah, no, it's always good to hear about what they're doing. I guess, yeah, it's about time. I mean, they're not going to be at E3 or anything this year, are they? And I guess they're just trying to get in front of Xbox because they're going to blatantly come out and, well, they're going to dominate E3, buddy, this year, obviously, because they're the only ones there.
Yeah, well, Microsoft confirmed their E3 stage time within an hour of the PS5 announcement.
Yes, they did, which is always nice.
Yeah, but what Mark Cerny has done this week, 100% for me, is made my decision of which console I will buy out of the two.
Yep.
Because it has been confirmed by Mark Cerny, architect of the PS5, that the PS5 will be completely backwards compatible with PS4 games and the PlayStation VR headset that we currently own.
Yeah, which helps a
They
hell of
are.
a lot. Since we've
That's
got
it.
like 300-400 games on PS4,
Yeah,
and both have PlayStation VR headsets.
Yeah, I'm all in. That's it. It doesn't matter what Xbox do after that because they certainly don't have any exclusives that can tempt me away.
Well, we'll see what all these new developers are coming out with it.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
no,
at
no,
E3
fair
we
play. But
might see something.
looking at current IPs,
Yeah,
just the Last of Us, Horizon, and God of War would be enough to keep me on the platform.
Last of Us.
Yeah,
What's the fucking samurai one? Ghost Tsushima.
Ghost
or
of
whatever.
Tsushima. Yeah,
Yeah, that looks fucking cool.
certainly does. I actually quite fancy a go at Sekiro as well at some point. We'll have to wait till that goes down substantially, take a punt. But I like the look of that. But yeah, so backwards compatible with PS4 games. Current PlayStation VR headset also supported. Will still use physical media, although doesn't have to. Obviously, you can download games like we've been doing.
Yep.
But I suppose, mentions that this console is going to have 8K graphical support, which is stupid because,
Yep.
it'll be 8K 30. What's the fucking point?
What's the point? Yeah, that's the thing. At the end of the day, I'd rather have more power to run it at more frames. Hopefully, I mean, the way that the Pro's been going, we'll have the option to choose between fidelity and frame rate, I guess.
Absolutely, and the Pros set a nice precedent there, so we know that that's going to be something that they're not going to remove from a new console.
No, true.
So I think we can guarantee that that's going to be there. It's also going to include an SSD, and that is important terminology to consider. Include an SSD suggests to me that it'll have some sort of SSD OS and then a much larger drive for game storage and operate some sort of...
Possibly not. We don't know.
There's no way that they're going to have SSDs in that machine that are big enough for the money. I mean,
how big is big enough?
Well, for games that are 4K and 8K, you need a minimum terabyte, I would say, for it to be worth anything at all. And they're not going to ship this console with terabyte SSDs. So
I reckon they would. I reckon there's going to be...
How much is a terabyte SSD?
100 quid.
100 quid?
Yeah.
So you think
just
the storage media in the PlayStation is going to be £100?
Yeah, but you think in a year's time, and these prices are dropping drastically for like SSDs at the moment. Like over the past couple of months, like on Hot UK deals, there's fucking deal after deal of solid state hard drive, especially like the 1 terabyte range. They're coming down, and they're coming down fast. And you think this thing's not going to be out for like another year. They're probably making some kind of special SSD for this thing. I reckon there'll be a minimum of a terabyte of SSD in this thing.
Maybe you're right. You may well be right. We just don't know at this point. I would be very surprised if that thing had a terabyte SSD in it. But we'll wait and see. I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting. Whatever. The fact that it's got SSD of any kind is wonderful news.
Definitely.
I mean, it would be criminal to release a console in 2019, 2020. That has fucking SATA drive in it. That's nothing else. It's a bit of a shocker, I would say. Especially with the fact that it sounds like they're really going to go balls deep with, Ryzen 8 cores.
Yeah, was it the Zen or whatever it is? I can't remember.
Ray tracing, you need powerful fucking storage media to.
Yeah, and the thing is, one of the good thing about the processor is they've actually gone for a big boy processor. I mean, they're not even out till this summer, I believe. The
third gen.
Yeah. It's compared to the absolute wank of processor that's in the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So, I mean, they've clearly seen that games need more processing power. Not just GPU, they need CPU to get those higher resolutions and stuff. So, sorry, Tottenham have just scored. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's absolutely insane. Anyway, so yeah. Like I think they've realised that these things they need that extra oomph to get the most out of it. And like you say, ray tracing, or talks of ray tracing. So yeah, it's very, very cool. I think all the specs that have come out are just good news.
And as you say, we're looking at Christmas 2020 here. They've ruled out a 2019 launch. So
yeah, which is a bit shit, but hey.
Yeah. I believe I predicted that exact time frame about 2 years ago, but I won't fucking say that I told anyone so or anything, buddy, because that's just not really who I am. It's not really my style. So, but you're right with that in mind. The fact that this thing's 18 months away, then perhaps SSD it could be viable. It depends how quick they can build these things, but either way, It's all very exciting. Snazzy graphics techniques, 3D audio, reports. Eurogamer. The Eurogamer are going to release some sort of mock-up of a considered spec based on what they expect the hardware to need to be for it to be able to do everything that Mark Cerny was talking about there. But either way,
he came out today and also mentioned that it's going to be like fairly priced for like the hardware that's going to be in it. So that's good, I guess, but it makes no sense right now.
No, well, it'll be $399. That's how much it will cost. £399.
Yes, I think it'll be about I think 400 quid, 380 quid with I want to say 400 quid with a game. I mean, at the end of the day, we've still got all our fucking PS4 games, which is fantastic. And if we remember about the patent ages ago, there's even the possibility of having PS1, PS2, and PS3 games on this thing. So, yeah, fuck it. I'm just excited that a new console's coming out, and we can start talking about it a bit more, which is good.
Absolutely, yeah, it's exciting. It's good news. Yeah, let's get the ball rolling here. As Cerny says, don't expect to see very much, or maybe anything about the PS5 at E3.
Well, it might not even be the PS5, buddy. We don't know.
No, could be the PS1.
Yeah. 1SX.
1SX discless edition. Speaking of Microsoft, MS announces discless Xbox One. Yes. It's going to be the all-digital edition, and that all sounded great to me when it was relatively well-priced. But
that sounded like... Well, you remember when the Switch was really well-priced? Like that, that sounds good at 200 quid.
Yeah, well, this is £200.
Well, I mean, a reasonably priced for a discless Xbox One X. I mean, an Xbox One S would be less than an Xbox One S because it's missing a component.
I think that's very well put, buddy. I couldn't fucking agree more. Why on earth is the new Xbox One S, which by the way is identical to the Xbox One S but without a disc drive? Why the fuck would that be £200? Now, they've tried to soften the blow here. They said that you'll get Forza Horizon 3, Minecraft, and Sea of Thieves with this console. Firstly, 2 of those games are on Game Pass. And the other one is the previous version of Forza Horizon, which you could pick up in CEX for about 18 quid. So that doesn't really do it, as far as I'm concerned. I just don't understand. It was the most obvious $149.99.
Yeah, 150 quid. You fucking 150
quid. No one grumbles there.
Exactly. Everyone's
that's
happy.
What it should have cost. I mean, I think it should have cost less than that, but I don't think anyone would have balked at 149.
130 quid. I'll buy it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking old tech. It was shit when it was new.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
I mean,
it's mental.
It's just the same hardware as the original Xbox One.
Yeah.
So this is
apart from the disc drive.
This is a fucking shit PC from 2012 that they've yanked the disc drive out of and are trying to peddle you for £200.
That makes sense.
Imagine the sort of competitive fucking Steam rig you could build for £200 in terms of comparing it against the hardware of the Xbox One. I think you'd have a fucking field day.
You'd be all right. Yeah.
You'd be fine. So I'm very unimpressed by that, and I'm disappointed as well because I was kind of hoping that if they released that thing at sort of 140, maybe everyone would pull the trigger, and then we could have some game nights on Xbox. Because I'm having an absolute ball on the Microsoft platform. I much prefer it to I much prefer it to the PlayStation. The way that it's laid out, the games that they chuck onto the Game Pass, I much prefer it. I think it's fantastic, but that's just not competitive enough. And I don't know if maybe they would have priced it lower if Sony had been at E3 and they needed to actually make legitimate announcements rather than token gestures. Maybe that's me missing like the whole point of it, but no, mate, not good enough. Also, have now confirmed that Game Pass Ultimate thing you were talking about last week with the combination of Xbox Live Gold subscription and Game Pass for a set fee. Again, that fee hasn't been 100% confirmed, but they have confirmed that will be an option that will arrive later this year. So, yeah.
Do you remember ages ago they were doing a whole thing of you can buy an Xbox with Xbox Live? I don't think Game Pass was a thing back then, but for like 30 quid a month. You remember that?
Well, they were like doing it like a
phone,
but like a contract. Yeah.
See, if that was a thing, I'd do that right now. I'd be like, I'll pay like 20 quid a month for a fucking Xbox for like 10 months or whatever. Yeah, mate, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just get a loan out and do that, but that's more effort on my half, and I don't want to do that.
I mean, you get yourself on eBay and look around for like Xbox One S's, like relatively used. Like you can pick them up for around 100, like 120 ish.
Really? I thought they were still like 160, 170. Because
I'm talking like used.
Yeah, I know, but like even the used ones were fucking. Last time I checked, anyway, it was a good few months ago. Yeah, the people were fucking taking the piss. I was like, "What's this all about?"
I think the thing that is probably worth noting is the cost of those this is ironic in my opinion. Pricing the new discless version at £200. What that means is when October, November comes around, when Black Friday comes around this year, the current Xbox One S is going to be like 120 quid new in the shops because there's now a direct newer competitor.
There's a competitor to it,
yeah. And that's just ridiculous. This was supposed to be the budget one, and it's just going to drive the price down of the better one, which is pretty silly in my opinion.
That's fine.
Anyway, there you are. Yeah. Finally, from me, Assassin's Creed Unity is currently free to download on the Ubisoft store thing I can never remember the name of, and they will also donate £500,000 to the Notre Dame Fund after that fire in Paris. Fairly tragic. To be honest, and
fucking
Unity based in Paris, so quite a nice gesture from Ubi. Obviously, they were based out of Paris as well, like they were kind of born in France.
True.
So yeah, that's quite nice gesture, and that game might be worth playing for nothing. So
I've downloaded it already, buddy. I launched it and it runs, and that's all I did. And checked it out today. I didn't realise that I had Black Flag as well on Uplay. I was like, what's this all about?
That's a great game.
And Assassin's Creed 3, which I've never played. I was like, wow.
Shit.
I should play some Assassin's Creed at some point. I probably won't, though, because
I wouldn't bother.
You?
But no. But the option is there, buddy, and that's very nice.
Yeah, true.
And that quite nicely ties up my news. Obviously, fair old whack of news, which makes a change.
A fair chunk of news there, mate.
Gibbons.
Fuck all from me, though, this week, but we'll get there.
It's time for me to hand over to you, buddy, for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well, and that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, not a lot this week. Obviously, we've gone through the main chunk of it in the actual news section. So we've got some retarded stuff coming out here. Control, as in the game Control made by Remedy, is going to lose out on missions, mods, and more due to the PlayStation 4 edition. So I'm guessing there's some kind of exclusivity deal going on there, which is fucking stupid.
Always stupid at this point, yeah.
Unfortunately, its business practices may vex some Xbox One buyers with its limited purchase options. Or maybe there's not like a gold edition or a digital deluxe edition or something like that. But
Oh, well, I mean, that would be a huge plus in my eyes, but...
Yeah, digital deluxe edition. There you go. There's specific things on that which aren't available. I always love it when game developers put these little fucking pictures of like, oh, this is available in this version and this version, with like the X's through the box.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. Just give me the game, you cunts.
I don't care about any of that stuff anymore. I don't know if I ever did, but I certainly don't now. I don't give a fuck about skins and like, oh, what? There's like 2 extra side missions or something. Like, fucking who cares?
Fuck you.
Content doesn't make a video game.
No.
Like, this
obviously.
word content is banded about rather a lot for fucking arbitrary bollocks. Just filling out a basically mediocre fucking video game that hasn't got enough going on to it in general.
In the first place, yeah. Exactly.
So
fucking
honestly,
retarded.
give a fuck. But still shitty. Like, shitty.
It's terrible, isn't it? Absolutely retarded.
Oh, well.
We've got news on Sony being shitbags apparently here. Sony stopped Bungie's plans to add cross-platform character transfer on Destiny 2. So, it's Sony are like, well, we've got exclusivity. We want Sony or PlayStation to be the place where people play fucking Destiny, which is fine. They paid the money. But, I mean, that's only for exclusivity, not for fucking hoarding your character on, I guess. I don't know. But
I just wonder how much that works. Like that.
I don't know.
This whole exclusivity thing. Like, I'm probably too old to be the sort of catchment zone for this, but a kid's going to school being like, have you got a fucking Xbox? Oh, you can't play this fucking content. Like,
yeah, and that's why, I mean, the fact that with Fortnite, with its massiveness and whatever, like, I was happy because like my son could play with all of his mates then. It was nice.
Yeah.
I think that should be a thing now. Why not? Why the fuck not, hey? Like, who gives a fuck, really?
Yeah.
Obviously these big companies because they want to make all the money, but fuck them. So yeah, it would have been nice because like I've got it on my PC, I've got it on my PS4. Would have been nice to play it at like fucking, above 30 frames a second when I'm on my own, and then go off and raid with my buddies when I'm playing on the PlayStation. It is what it is anyway, buddy. Hopefully in the future these things will change for our favour, especially if everyone's fucking streaming stuff on Google, and then it won't matter at the end of the day where you play it, I guess.
It doesn't really matter.
Finally, buddy, the loot boxes are back. Back in Belgium. I mean, they're not back in Belgium. We're going back to Belgium to talk about loot boxes. And they've been removed from Rocket League this time in Belgium. So, well done, Belgium. You're still hammering it home. They're doing the job. The job that needs to be done, buddy.
Fucking, they're all about it. It's going to be the fucking place to play. There's going to be like tourist board or like come to Belgium, like the place to play pure video games without all the bullshit. It's going to be like special like destination for like hardcore gamers where they can just relax and not have. They can buy software and when they fire it up, it doesn't try and fucking sell them anything else.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful, buddy.
Don't go to New Zealand or France because they have determined that loot boxes are not gambling, buddy. So,
well, New Zealand, of course, a country willing to sort of sell a portion of itself just to attract movies to come and shoot there, and completely rape and pillage its production staff.
Yeah.
So, they don't really give a fuck about scruples by the seams of things, buddy, especially judging by the price of video games in New Zealand. So
that's true. That is true, which is insane.
Pay £100 for this, and also buy microtransactions.
Buy more. Just buy more. Just spend all your money. Your money. Yeah, there you go. So there you go, buddy. There's just a few news favourite things of this week.
Tasty Tucker, buddy. Very enjoyable. Thanks very much for that. That was your news. Of course, before that was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week.
These games are out this week, buddy. And everyone's going to be very pleased and feel privileged that they're being told that these games are out this week. So here we are. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen arrives on the Switch, buddy.
Nice.
We've also got Mortal Kombat 11 is out this week, buddy.
That's out this week, is it?
So it's out this week on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I can't believe they got that thing running on the Switch. Box Boy plus Box Girl arrives on the Switch. So that's good news. Days Gone arrives on PS4, and nobody cares. And finally, Super Meat Boy Forever arrives on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, iOS, and Android as they once again repackage that game and sell it again.
Yes.
Tried to get into this week. Celeste, buddy.
Yeah?
No.
No. Just no. No.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Has he got any questions this week, buddy?
Oh, well, he fucking has, actually, buddy. Genuine questions. Genuine, which I will read to you as soon as my page loads.
Okay.
There we are. Good news. Firstly, Funk says this after his absolute slaughtering of Neo a week or so ago. Popped back into Neo, not sure why, and it's kind of fun. All the same reasons Bloodborne is fun, but a lot more linear. I must have put 4 hours into it, and not sure how long I will keep going, but it just shows you can grab a little fun and value if you persevere.
I preferred last week's one.
You preferred the yes, the knee-jerk absolute raping of Neo.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, more of that, please. Also, Funk says, also put a couple of hours into GT Sport this week. Really good fun and enjoying all the various race styles in the campaign. Tasty treats for £15. He's fucking right. We've talked about that game a hell of a lot over the last year or so. It's fucking fantastic. Definitely needs to be something that we whip out on a game night at some point, buddy, with the Wheel Town.
I'll do that
because it's just fantastic. It's a really fun, slick game full of lots of different cars and lots of fun. And certainly that single player stuff is pretty novel. Having like a proper campaign and also having all of those like driving license things where you've got to sort of learn the sectors of a track and go through gates, all that sort of old school arcade stuff sort of is kind of fresh at this point when no one's really doing it anymore. So
yeah. Just like Call of Duty. Modern
just
Warfare
like Call of Duty.
Remastered.
There's a theme here.
There's something about it that's just fresh and new.
Yeah, it's like a video game but without all the fucking bullshit. Because they hadn't really learned how to be cunts properly.
Yeah, they weren't real cunts back then.
Yeah, exactly. So that's nice. There we are. That's a bit of GT Sport and a bit of Neo, and thanks very much for that, Funk.
Cheers, buddy.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
And JJ has got on the show.
Yeah, I was going to read this out last week, but it was aimed at you, buddy. So I thought I shouldn't read this out. So
JJ says, did you ever talk about Metro Exodus? I thought you were ultra super pumped.
Ultra super pumped.
Looking forward to hearing what you thought. I have yet to purchase that game, buddy, because I'm just not really willing to spend full price on anything anymore. I know I said earlier about the Jedi Fallen Order thing as a possible fucking... Oh,
Look at
good
that.
lord. What can you even say?
You can't say anything to that, mate. That's
Wow.
incredible. I thought it was all sewn up, you know.
We've had Manchester City's Tottenham on throughout the podcast this evening. City just banging in their 5th goal of the evening, a hat-trick for Raheem Sterling in stoppage time to probably send them into the Champions League semi-finals. 5-3 in
it's 5-3
in a Champions League quarter-final. Interesting. Yeah, no, sorry. Metro Exodus. Yeah, Aguero's off. Aguero's off. They're gonna disallow it.
No way.
They will. They'll VAR it. They'll disallow it. Surely. It's waiting. He's definitely offside.
I'll edit this bit out. Don't worry about it.
Okay. he's going to look.
Not all of it. We've got to have some of it in.
No goal.
He's offside the goal. Oh my god! I can't believe it. That's Oh my god! If you were a City fan, you would be pissed right now. Pep doesn't like it.
Wow.
Check that shit out. That's the power of VAR, buddy.
Oh.
I mean, we didn't see a replay of it though. What the fuck?
He was definitely offside.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! Wow. Okay. Right. let's finish.
Metro Exodus for the last bit, buddy.
Yeah.
We're not going to buy it because it's full price.
So yeah, Metro Exodus is too expensive right now. I know I said that a Fallen Order would be a day one for me. In reality,
that's Star Wars though, isn't it?
That's probably just me fucking Billy Big Balls talking. We probably won't buy it straight away. I don't remember the last time I bought something day one, so I don't know. It seems like games go down so much more quickly these days. So yeah, I really want that thing, and I'll definitely pick it up. But I'm not willing to pay more than sort of £30 for it. And I'm sure that'll happen shortly. I'm sure there'll be another sale soon that features it. I really enjoyed the other two. Fantastic games. Went back and finished off the others a couple of weeks back, and yeah, fucking great. So yeah, I will talk about it. It might be at a time when everyone's finished it and no one wants to hear about it, as usual. Tradition. It's kind of what we're all about.
Yeah.
But then JJ said last week that we're the only video games podcast he listens to, buddy. So I'm sure he won't mind waiting a little bit longer for that. But thanks very much for getting in touch, JJ. So I guess that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 209 of the JfG podcast. And what a fun-filled evening it's been. We've shared a few laughs and had a bit of a time. It's been happy biscuits, I would say.
It's been lovely talking about video games. I've been slightly distracted throughout the evening, not going to lie. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, this football game. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, buddy, it's good to have you back. Good to be back. And looking forward to playing some more games this week.
Gibbons, buddy. Yeah, it's good to be back. My voice did manage to last the evening, which is nice. And thanks everyone for listening. As is so often the case, when you listen, we are pleased. So thanks very much, buddies. We'll be back next week, of course. And until then, I think we're going to go and have a little look at the PlayStation Store, as is tradition, or after the podcast ends. Thanks so much, buddies. We'll catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.